Hello everybody. This video is on two-step equations. So go ahead at the top of your notes. Um, Go ahead and do this. Write this example down. Let me get so you can see it. Write this example down. Pause if you need to. Okay, so two-step equations. Just like one-step equations, except they are two steps. By the way, if you need to review one-step equations, feel free to go check out that video. So first, let's start with the three important points. Remember the two from the one-step equation video, or those notes if you have them. Isolate the variable is our main goal. And how we're going to do that? By moving the numbers around. But we've got to do the same thing to both sides. And the way in which we will do this is reverse PEMDAS order. Different from how you would normally do order of operations, we're going to go backwards. Okay? So now let's focus in on this idea of reverse PEMDAS. When you're solving equations, you are undoing what has been done, and so you must work backwards. In PEMDAS, we would add and subtract after we multiply, divide. You can see here. In PEMDAS, first we multiply, divide, then we would add, subtract. But here, when we're solving equations, we're going to add, subtract first, and then we will multiply and divide afterwards. Okay? So now I just have a couple of examples that I want to show you of two-step equations. This first one, 4x plus 6 equals 14. Step 1, we're going to subtract to undo the addition. We're trying to get the variable by itself. Remember, that's our main goal. And right now it's with a 4 and added to, and then that term is added to a 6. So first, because we're doing reverse PEMDAS order, we have to subtract the 6. We'll subtract to undo this addition, and we'll subtract 6 on one side, 6 on the other side. Now, why did we do that? We did that because we want to get the x by itself, and in order to cancel the 6 out, we have to subtract 6. Remember, this is the identity property of addition. When you add a number to its opposite, you're going to get 0. Okay? Now, that gives us 4x plus 0, which is just 4x on one side. And then on the other side, we got 14 minus 6, because we have to do the same to both sides. And 14 minus 6 is 8. So 4x equals 8. That was step 1. Okay? So step 1, and then on to step 2. Now we have 4x minus 8. Now that we've done our subtraction, remember we add and subtract first when we're talking about reverse PEMDAS or solving an equation. And so now we'll go ahead and divide. Step 2, divide. Because the x is being multiplied by a 4. So again, the ultimate goal, get the variable by itself. How are we going to do that? Well, if we're multiplying by 4, we have to divide by 4 to undo the multiplication. Divide to undo the multiplication. And again, do the same to both sides. When we do the same to both sides, we get 4x divided by 4, just x. And then 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay? So you see, we're not doing anything different than we were doing with one-step equations. But now we just have to do it twice. Okay? And as we progress, they will get more and more complicated, but the rules will stay the same. The identity property of addition and multiplication will stay the same. This idea of reverse PEMDAS is the same no matter how many steps you have to do. So don't be daunted by the fact that there are multiple steps and that these equations will get more and more complex, because you're learning the basic rules right now. Okay, and those rules do not change. And there's a lot that you can do with math once you understand the rules and can work within them. Just like playing a sport. Once you know the rules, you play and you become the best at it. Okay, so let's move on to our second example. So our second example is n divided by 6 minus 7 equals -3. Step 1, in the first example, we had to subtract to undo our addition, but now we're going to add to undo our subtraction. Okay, because we're subtracting 7 from n over 6 to get -3. So to start working on our ultimate goal of getting that variable by itself, we're going to start with our reverse PEMDAS, that being addition / subtraction. And so now we have a subtraction. We're going to add to undo it. So we're going to add 7 to both sides. That'll give us n divided by 6. The -7 and the +7 cancel out because of the identity property of addition. And on the other side, we get +4. -3 plus 7 equals 4. Again, just to recap, our first step is to add 7 to both sides to cancel the -7. And now we're just left with n over 6 equals 4. In our step 2, we're going to multiply to undo division. In the first problem, we divided to undo a multiplication. But now we're going to multiply to undo a division. 6 times n over 6 just gives us n, because the 6 in the numerator and the 6 in the denominator cancel. And then on the right side, we have 4 times 6. So n is left alone and on one side, and on the other side, we get equals 4 times 6, which is 24. Okay? That's all I have for you. If you want to go over more of the basics, go back to the one-step equation video. This, I just wanted to show you a couple of examples. Make sure that you have taken your notes and have those prepared for class. Good luck. See you soon.